Carmen and this is my GiView. Describing myself in 3 words, I would say I am fearless, self-motivated, and full of a lot of potential. Okay, so I am a mushroom grower and I have a company called Bell Farm and Fresh. Why do I do what I do? I am very passionate about farming, and it's something that is great to watch something grow and then bring it straight to your plate. It's also a very, very lucrative business, and it's something that most motivates me every day to get up. As a lady who's also a mushroom grower, I train other people as to doing their own mushroom. So I equip them to start their mushroom farming from the ground up. That way, I also create employment and I ensure that everyone has a sustainable business. That way, I equip the community in the right way. So I completed my primary school, did my high school, and after high school, I went to an agricultural college, which is Black Forby Agricultural College. And from there, I then moved on to working in a commercial farm. So I worked at a commercial farm for some time, and we just worked with cereal crops. And then after that, I got into horticulture where I took off really well. And then that's when I found my passion for mushroom growing. And from there, I took on a few trainings just to learn more about growing mushroom, which is I grow oyster mushroom and button mushroom. So I focused on both the two. And from there, it's just been such a journey, which has been amazing. I have learned through practical skills, hands-on skills where you're learning on the ground, on the farm. And that's where I've taken off, where I've grown such a big passion. Definitely, I think so. I think my strongest memory of my childhood would have to be my weekends. Both my parents have green fingers, I would say. My dad has a beautiful garden, and I remember weekends we would take turns with the hosepipe, watering the garden. And I think that taught me quite a bit about watching the results and seeing the beauty after you plant something. As well as my mother, she had a poultry business where weekends we would take turns to look after the chickens, put water, feed the chickens. It was a good foundation where I think I learned hard work and the results of your hard work. My scariest experience has to be, I think as a farmer, a lot of farmers can attest to this. It's whereby you put a lot of money into a crop and you don't get it back. You expect a big return. And for me, I think farming has always been where when you're beginning something, it's quite scary until you get your results at the end. So I think with many crops, it's been so, where I've had experiences where I've put money in and I don't get my money back. But as business grows, you learn how to navigate those kind of things. So I say that's quite scary for me. My most embarrassing moment should be the time I started growing mushroom. Initially, I didn't really know what I was doing until, you learn through experience and training and all that. And I had a bunch that I had started and ended up very contaminated. And the confidence you have when you tell people, you've got something and, as a business, you're thinking, oh, it's going to thrive. I was thoroughly embarrassed when what I expected didn't come out to play. Mushroom didn't grow from the mushroom boxes when I was doing button mushroom. So that was really embarrassing because everyone was waiting to see my yield and nothing came out. I think what makes me angry must be where people don't follow through when they make a promise and, don't commit to what they say they're going to commit to. When you're in business and you've trained someone and you think, what, we're going, and you feel like someone's committed into this, and then you realize you put a lot of passion and drive into something, but the person who's actually now doing it is not actually as passionate as you are. So I find that's very frustrating for me as an individual because I'm someone who's very passionate and I like seeing things to the end and I want to see results. So I think that's one thing that makes me angry. But team building is something very necessary, and I've learned how to solve that by following through, checking up on people, making sure that like the farmers that are contracted under us, they're doing things the right way. So I think that frustrates me and makes me angry, but it takes a lot to make me angry. I think I set myself apart by I'm not just a grower, but I also train other farmers from the scratch, and I also buy back the mushroom back from my farmers that are contracted under me. So that way, I think I have set myself apart by making a competitive market and keeping myself relevant by all the new technologies that are found in our industry. I try to keep myself up to date as best as I can. I think I have fulfilled some of my desires, but then at the same time, I still have a lot of room to grow in terms of opportunities and resources. But at the same time, I am happy with where I am in terms of my training and my where I am as a business and as an individual. What I dislike about my work is when there's limited resources, and what I like about my work is that it's practical and rewarding. A memorable response that I've had from my profession has to be after training, watching people then run their business and see them to success. I think that has been motivating and very rewarding for me. I like calm, motivational music while I'm at work. Interesting. So my favorite food has to be seafood. So I'll say seafood boil. And then my favorite song, I'm an old school lover, so I love Fantasia's song When I See You. When I see you. Yes, that's my jam. And then what is my favorite juice? I like natural juices, so your orange juices. I'm more of a juice person. So how I balance my professional and personal relationships, I think I'm a bit more intentional. I set time aside for what I feel like is a priority at the time, and I think that's how I do it best. I am very committed to my work, but I value my relationships deeply, deeply. So I would hate to lose the people that I love. The superpower I wish I would have and why would be to multiply resources and opportunity. Why? Because I feel like a lot of people have potential but don't reach their full potential because they don't have the right opportunity and resources. That would be maybe to create and build a system whereby everyone has access to food, and where we can improve the system of skills in the agricultural industry, thereby people can make a living. My dream project is to build a large sustainable mushroom project where I can train individuals and they can grow to their full potential. My most favorite and inspirational place has to be outdoors. I love seeing nature. I like seeing things grow. I like seeing the greenery. It's one of my most inspirational places. I would focus on reducing poverty and work on increasing education, skills, and opportunities for people. To stay consistent and be patient, because consistency mixed with hard work always gives you good results. Remember to work hard, you'll see the fruits of your labor. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you so much. I hope this was informative and you've gotten to know me on a personal level, as well as Carmen the farmer. It's been such a pleasure. Thank you.